Hey guys, it's Robyn, your Scentsy fragrance consultant. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today I am here to talk about the Scentsy Family Reunion Day 1 recap. So I'm going to just be going through everything that we have learned in Scentsy Family Reunion today. I know a lot of people are customers and don't attend, or are consultants who just couldn't attend or aren't able to. So I thought I would go through kind of what we covered today. As far as scent list, if you're looking for just scent list and what's coming back, I have a separate video. It will be up before this one. You can go back and check that out. In this video, this is going to be about the catalog, the rebrand, which is kind of the big news of the day, as well as a new collection that's coming out this Friday, as well as, what else do we have here? Okay, it's mostly rebrand stuff. And one big new product addition, like a big whole product line. So I guess we'll start with the rebrand because that was the first thing that was talked about and kind of the big news of the day. So the rebrand is going to encompass all of Scentsy's branding. So it's going to come down to the packaging, the branding, the colors, the palettes that are used, even things like our logo and things like that. So one of the first things that was talked about was that we can still call ourselves independent Scentsy consultants, but they're also going to be calling us fragrance consultants now. So just rather than independent Scentsy consultant, which is kind of a mouthful, we're now fragrance consultants, which I'm okay with. That's easier to say than independent Scentsy consultant. So fragrance consultant works for me. Sounds good. New logos. I will show you the new logos. They are beautiful. They are a kind of muted dusty purple, keeping in theme with Scentsy's traditional purple logo, but almost going back to Scentsy's roots, because when you look here, and I'm sorry, these are like screenshots of like pictures of my computer screen, which isn't ideal, but here we go. This is what I got. I haven't seen any images online just yet, but you can see here, Scentsy's original logo was kind of this muted purple. Then it evolved over the years, and now we're ending up back here with, again, the kind of same lighter tone purple, but just kind of pretty, sophisticated, elegant. I like it. It's very clean. It's very like Gatsby is kind of the feel I'm getting. Like, you see, I've seen these like kind of like line designs kind of all over the place lately. Yeah, I'm a fan. So that is the new logo. So this is kind of the evolution over time and what we've started with to where we've ended up. So minimalist, elegant, elevated, that sort of thing. They showed this like S design. This is something that their daughter had kind of drawn. And so that's kind of going to be the inspiration for a lot of the branding going forward. It's beautiful. So one other thing that they did with the rebrand is they did keep their kind of pillars. The pillars of Scentsy are enliven, inspire, and warm. Those are staying as kind of their pillars. That is not changing. We are now called fragrance consultants if we want to be. You can still use the term independent Scentsy consultant if you prefer. I kind of like fragrance consultant for my purposes personally because it's easier to say. New logos and stuff. All of the new logos and branding that you're going to see should be on Workstation now, and you can start using it immediately if you would like to. Let me go in here and see if I can find better pictures of this branding. So they've given us a couple options. This is the logo that is my favorite. This one right here, Scentsy Fragrance Consultant, and you have this beautiful kind of like intricate floral botanical style S. And again, you can see the beautiful soft purple. That's my favorite, but if that's a little bit too girly for you or a little bit too feminine, they do have both the gray and the purple of this more minimalist S. This also comes in the purple. This is the gray tone, but you can use the purple or the gray. They have, it looks like purple and gray in all of the logos and materials. Yeah, very nice. So another thing that they talked about was they've kind of, you know how in previous catalogs, you could go into the catalog. Here's the current catalog, for instance. This is the current one. This is not the fall one. This is the spring summer catalog. So this is the old branding, old logo. You can go in and they will have different product categories. So you can go into the current catalog and you can see they have product categories where they have grouped different warmers together into categories. So you have things like heartfelt memories, and you have kind of like your heartfelt memory style warmers. You have country cozy with all your country style warmers. You have nature beckons with all your nature style warmers. You've got indoor oasis with kind of like your outdoorsy planty warmers. They've kind of categorized that for years now in the catalog. What they found and what they kind of noticed was that the warmers in each of those categories kind of appealed to the same group of people still. So even if somebody really liked the coastal style warmers, for instance, those are probably the same demographic of people who are gonna like all of the other categories as well. So there was a target customer that they were serving very well. And that is kind of like your classic Scentsy customer, like most of us are. What they found though is that there was a whole subset of customers being missed there, because although there were many different categories of products and warmers, they didn't necessarily do a good job of differentiating target groups. So you could have all the categories you want, but at the end of the day, all of the warmers in all of those categories kind of appeal to the same group of people. So what they're trying to do with these new 4 decor lines, is what they're calling them, decor lines. With these new decor lines, the goal is to have 4 very distinct product types that will appeal to very different types of people. Now, there may be multiple ones that you're drawn to, but for most people, they're going to be drawn to a particular category, and they're probably going to shop that category most, and then maybe 1 or 2 of the other ones once in a while, but they're not going to all appeal to most people. So there will be some people that mostly only shop Enliven, and they never shop the other ones. One of them is very modern, clean line, minimalist. One of them is very quirky, fun, colorful. And then you have warm, which is nature inspired. Like, we'll go through them in detail here in a second. So the first category is called warm, and it's going to be nature inspired, comforting, grounded. It's going to have a lot of plants, a lot of rattan and wicker type detailing, flowers, earth tones, very muted tones. It's going to have welcoming feel. It could be kind of Scandinavian in feel. The person that likes the warm category, they said, would probably be comfortable shopping at West Elm and that sort of store. So that's kind of the vibe. That is the vibe of that warm style. Now, they do have a picture here of, this is kind of like an inspiration board. This is not what they have available for this season. This is just kind of like inspiration for future, for what warm might be. Again, muted tones, natural tones, greens, florals, lots of planty type things, texture, that sort of thing. So that's what you're seeing in the warm category. The other thing that they did mention about these decor lines is that you have a kind of nature-inspired, comforting, and grounding theme for warm, but that vibe can shift over time. Like, the customer that likes that type of thing, that trend may change over time, and the idea is that they can evolve these lines over time too. So the decor lines may evolve over time. They'll still serve the same type of customer as they did, but it's just that those lines evolve. So that's where they're going to start with. It's kind of like the flowers, earth tones, rattan, plants, nature inspired, under the warm category. The next decor line is called Enliven. It's going to be kind of your quirky one. It's going to be bold, playful, personal. They called it dopamine decor, so stuff that just makes you feel good when you look at it. I'm thinking things like our current cute as a button warmer would probably fall under this category. Bright, joyful, color drenching. The people that like this are probably going to be maximalist decorators, eclectic, kind of like World Market, Anthropology as brands. So it's going to be quirky but current for aesthetics. So it's going to be quirky but still stylish. For scents, they thought the person that likes the Enliven decor model might like things like sparkling spice citrus and white peach and cranberry. What did they say for, for warm, they said eucalyptus wreath. Just kind of that grounded, earthy type thing. Enliven, as you can see, is more bright, bubbly, colorful, fun, lighthearted, and just kind of goes big or goes home. So that's kind of the vibe of Enliven. Okay. Inspire is the next one. This one is kind of like your Gen Z one that they're trying to talk about. This one is intentional, it's minimal, it's refined. So things like your white fluted warmer, your etched core warmer, things like that, very minimal. Zen, neutral, monochromatic, not a lot of color here whatsoever. You're gonna have neutral tones and clean lines. They're saying not cold, but modern. This will be a new audience for Scentsy. This is not something that Scentsy has done a lot. So organic shapes, they're saying scents that this customer might like would be things like Luna or white pumpkin and driftwood. But this is a new target audience. Scentsy has not catered to this audience before very much. So this will be a whole new crowd. Classic. This is, again, warm and classic are kind of what most current Scentsy customers fall into. Classic is going to be timeless, welcoming, and things that look kind of like collected items that might be heirlooms, that sort of thing. These customers like brands like possibly Ralph Lauren, Pottery Barn, The Bay. They might like an American colonial or a farmhouse country type decor scheme. Lots of the current things will fit into this classic category that Scentsy carries. Lots of classic shapes, got a sense of history, and craftsmanship were the words I wrote down here. They say that these customers like things like welcome home and blueberry cheesecake, your classic scents. So again, most of us, especially if you're watching this channel, are probably going to fall into that warm or classic category. I dip my toes in the enliven category once in a while too, but inspire just isn't my vibe personally. Like that is very, I love looking at that in other people's homes, but it's not my home, you know? So my home is much more warm or classic, with the occasional touch of enliven, I think, the little quirky bits here and there. So again, no one's going to be pigeonholed into one category, but there will be a category or two that you probably find yourself drawn to. It's like, okay, that's more my style. That's me and my home. And so now we have an added category, the inspire category, that will kind of feel like home to a new group of people that hasn't felt at home with Scentsy before, I think is the goal. And so hopefully that happens. All right. The other thing with this rebrand is that the Scentsy licensed collections are going to be called the Scentsy collaborations going forward. So they're still going to have Disney and Star Wars collaborations and things like that. But they did leave the gate open to do collaborations with things that are not just licensed in the future. So I'm not sure what that means exactly, but I guess we'll find out. The Scentsy accessories, so your air purifier, which doesn't really fit in like a category of its own. Your warmer stands, your bulbs, that sort of thing are going to go in the accessories. And yeah, that is the rebrand. So again, we have new packaging as well. And they did say the new packaging is going to be rolling out gradually over the next few months because they need to use up stock of existing stuff. So yes, they will be reboxing existing warmers in the new packaging, but not until they use up their stock of the old packaging. It just makes sense to not waste. So, but for instance, this is what the new boxes will look like, the new warmer boxes. So again, they're going to be different colors, and it looks like depending on their category possibly, I think. So again, beautiful floral detailing on those. Sorry you can see the pixelization here. Again, it's a picture of my computer screen. But again, muted tones, earthy, kind of cohesive, but you can still see, like, it's pretty. It looks upscale. It looks very lovely. They're also repackaging the bars. Now, to my delight, they are not changing the shape because I am currently redoing my wax room and I had to do math to figure out how many bars are going to fit in each drawer to make it work. And so I'm very glad they're not changing the shape of the bars and changing the whole storage dynamic for all of us. They are keeping the same shape. This is what the new packaging will look like. Again, same classic curve shape. You're going to have much more minimalist labels, plain with the name, the logo, and scent notes. You're going to have scent notes in the small print there. That's what that is. So yeah, I love that personally because for YouTube, I'm always trying to remember scent names and scent notes. And now I don't have to remember the notes. They're going to be right on the bar. I am thrilled with that development, I tell you what. So I like it. They've kind of kept the coloring similar for the bars, like black raspberry vanilla, same color. Luna, similar color. So again, it's going to be, I guess, complementary. Like, it's not going to look weird to have your old labels next to your new labels, but again, over time, they're going to kind of roll out the new ones. Just another couple like inspiration boards here. This one is the Inspire. This is the one that they kind of were saying that Scentsy doesn't have a lot for this group. And this is kind of the inspiration pictures. Again, this is not stuff Scentsy is going to be carrying this season necessarily, but this is kind of like the mood board for that Inspire category. Again, kind of monochromatic, clean lines, modern, but again, elegant and upscale. So there is Inspire. Classic, and I didn't grab one for the other one, but classic again is kind of like your farmhouse chic, your classic. Scentsy has things that are kind of similar to these sorts of things now, but again, beautiful. And again, this is again just kind of modernizing it. Again, modern colors, modern shapes, but still with that classic spin. Very lovely. And here's just again an image of the rebrand, the kind of colors that you're seeing there. Okay, they did give us like a little like advertising clip. It's almost like a Scentsy commercial, and it's very like Pottery Barn, Anthropology. Like, it sounds like Downton Abbey music. Like, it's like very like plunky piano music and like very like aesthetic and like fancy and like teeny bit pretentious, but in like kind of a pretty way. They got that going on for like a commercial thing. I was trying to show you on my iPad here. It's not looking good. I'm not going to do this. I will wait until I can find a better video of it to just add into this video. I'm hoping that happens before I can edit this and upload it, but I don't know if it will. If it doesn't, I will post it on my Facebook page. So for spoilers and all kinds of stuff like that, you can check out my Facebook page or my Instagram. But for the video, my Facebook page, in the description box below, there'll be a link to my Facebook. You can go there and I'll post it there when I have it. Because I'm not going to show you a video of my computer screen on my iPad and holding it up. Like, that is painful. We're not doing that. Okay. So it's not good quality. So I will wait until I have a better quality version to show you. All right. So there's that. Let's see what else here. September 1st catalog. Yeah. Okay. The Scentsy Air Go in the Blooms. That was the one we had for Mother's Day. That has made it to the catalog, and they've also given us another little thing. Here we go. So this one is coming to catalog along with this little Scentsy Air, like a little like intricate flower etched one. Very, very cute. What else did they give us? A whole new section of buddies in the catalog. We have a new Blankie buddy, Hamish the Highland Cow, and Finn the Fox. We have a new charm clip. We have a new weighted and warming buddy called Seela the Sloth. We have a doodle dog, like a golden doodle. Toodle the dog. So cute. Little acorn buddy clip, looks like an apple buddy clip, a heart charm clip, the Blankie buddy options, and your weighted buddy, the sloth. Toodle the dog, like, are you kidding me? He's so cute. So cute. Okay, there's those. I think that's all I've got for right now. Okay, well, no, that's not all I've got for right now. That's all I got for the rebrand. Okay, they talked a little bit about the catalog. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the catalog. The new catalog is not like the old catalog. This is our current catalog. It's quite thick. It's nice, and I like these catalogs very much. They've changed them. We haven't seen them because they don't have them just yet, I don't think. But we are going to be having our hands on them. It sounds like mid-August is the earliest we can order them, unfortunately, because it sounds like they ordered catalogs a little bit late and they don't have them just yet for us to order. So that's frustrating, but we'll have to just work with it. Okay, the rationale was, now again, they didn't do this style. They went with a very new style. It is going to be 16 pages total, which means it's probably going to be very thin and quite small because you can mail it with one stamp, which means it is nowhere near as large as that catalog. It's not going to be designed to be a catalog even necessarily. Like, a catalog to me, by definition, is a catalog of all the products that you have. This catalog, the new one, will not be that. It will be more of a showcase of kind of new things and just kind of like a prettily branded aesthetic thing. The actual catalog of all of the items that Scentsy currently carries will be the website. So that is one thing to note going forward, is that yes, I will send you a catalog. It will not be everything Scentsy carries in it, because that will no longer exist. So they kind of talked a bit about that because there has been pushback on that. And so they had said that because of global instability with tariffs and that sort of thing, when they had to print the catalogs and like send those off to the printer, to mitigate any possible tariffs, they would have had to raise the prices so significantly that it would have been really, really like unreasonable to print the catalog with prices, to give themselves a buffer so that if tariffs went into place or affected things, they could still be okay. So what they did instead was they printed a catalog without pricing. The pricing will still be on the website. And in doing so, they were able to keep their prices lower than they would have been had they had to print them. The other thing this allows them to do is if tariffs go into place or don't go into place or start and then stop and that sort of thing, they can adjust as needed. So there's that. That's the reasoning. Yeah. The other thing is there is also in this new catalog no guarantee of full availability for the 6 months. So that was another thing. And again, has to do with tariffs and that sort of thing. So let's say that they have a new warmer in the catalog and it turns out to sell like gangbusters and it sells out within a month. Typically they'll order more, and they probably will still. But let's say some massive tariff goes into place on China, who manufactures the warmer. Now it doesn't make sense to have that warmer at the price they would have to sell it at. So they may have to say it's not going to be available if it sells out. Again, that is dynamic. We don't know that. That depends on outside factors beyond Scentsy's control, beyond my control, beyond anyone's control. So yeah, they describe the catalog as a brand intro. For a new customer who's not familiar with Scentsy, you can give them this. They get a sense of what Scentsy is, the vibe, all of that. But it's not like an actual like catalog of everything available. What I do like about it is it does have the scent categories. It's got the scent descriptions and the scent list, which I think was key, and I'm glad that they kept that. They also kind of talked about different product lines. So the perennial product lines are ones that they promise will be back. Now again, this one I'm not 100% clear on, because perennial products are things that are in the catalog. So if there's a warmer in here, it's a perennial warmer, it will be back. If it sells out, they're going to order more. That's how it's always worked. And it sounds like it will still, unless geopolitical factors make it so it can't be that way. So perennial things are things that they will reorder and will restock. Those are your things that are in the catalog and on the website for the season. Then you have your promotional products. Now these ones can be seasonal, or they can be like not seasonal, but they are temporary. So your seasonal things are things like your harvest collection, your collection that we're going to talk about here soon that's coming on Friday, and things like your scent of the month, your warmer of the month, that sort of thing. There is no guarantee those are going to be back. They're going to be available for a while, and they're going to make quite a bit of them. They're going to make good stock so that they can have them for a while. And there's no guarantee they'll be back. They probably will not restock once they sell out, that sort of thing. Then you have your limited time offers. Now these are things like your pre-order warmers, your kind of very limited licensed collections and things like that. Your Christmas warmer, like the holiday limited edition warmer. Those are designed to be limited time. They're designed to go fast. They're designed to be a limited number. They are not going to return. They're meant to be a one and done. And so those are like your limited time offers. So I have historically used the limited time offer term interchangeably with promotional. I will call Scent of the Month a limited time offer. It sounds like they're saying, no, limited time offer is those very, very limited collections like your holiday warmer and things like that. Promotional is things that are like your harvest collection, your holiday bricks, that sort of thing. They are promotional, but they're going to be around for at least a month probably. Okay, that is the rebrand, the catalog, all of that. Now, let's go through quickly this catalog, because it is a pretty catalog. I went through the scents in detail in my last video, so I'm not going to do that again, but I will show you this catalog because it is pretty. I mean, if it is supposed to be a brand introduction, I think they've done a nice job. Okay, here we go. Got your pretty logo on the front, and it is fallish, but it's like bougie fallish. Like it's like fancy person fallish. It's not pumpkins. I don't see any jack-o'-lanterns or fall leaves. I'm seeing like a very pretty dignified bush there. I don't know. It's beautiful. It's just, these people have no children. I guarantee it. No children. And no dogs. Okay. So again, the branding, we got some muted tones, some pretty floral bits here. And I'm just going through quick. I'm not trying to show you individual things, but this is kind of like it looks like to me that they're trying to kind of put a lot of content on each page, which I appreciate, because if you're going to have it this small and only 16 pages, I do think you need to maximize the way you're using space. And I think they are doing a reasonable job of that here. Then you have your Scentsy Air products all kind of laid out, your diffuser products and your oils, your scent list. And again, you'll notice here that they have taken out all the wordiness of the scent descriptions. It used to be you'd have a whole sentence for the scent descriptions. They have now made that so it's just pared right down to 3 or 4 scent notes for those scent descriptions, which I'm not mad at. That's fine. You do still have your scent breakdown here, your scent grid, which I appreciate because that's really helpful for people to know at a glance what's available. So if you're a customer and you say, I want a fragrance flower, you can find the fragrance flower here, and then anything down here with a dot is what that is available in. So you know you can get a fragrance flower in any of these scents. But, oh, I want one in Alpine Escape. You can't get one. Alpine Escape does not have a fragrance flower there, but you can get it in Isle of Water and Cucumber. Like, you can just go down and see what it's available in. I think that's really handy. It does kind of have like a little breakdown here of our laundry, clean, and body products, like what's available. It's not going to show you pretty like pictures of them. It's just kind of like your basic stock photos with your scent breakdown here on the side, which again, the scent breakdown is good. You've got your plush items. These are the new ones that they've got for the season. And then along with a couple that are returning. There's like a teeny tiny blurb here about the Whiff Box and Scentsy Club. Very tiny blurbs though, so you'd have to look for them. And then a little bit here about your bundling and parties, like a tiny bit. In the old catalog, each of these were like a full page, so they really pared it back. But I do think, and I am someone who I'm not happy that they're switching from this catalog at all. But I do have to give credit where credit is due. And I think if they're going to go with a much shorter 16-page version, and it looks like 16 pages counts the cover and the back as well. If they're going to go with it that short, I think they did cram as much as they possibly could into here. Like they've got all the new warmers. They've got all of the scents and the descriptions and the scent list. They've got pictures of all of the like body and clean laundry products. They've got a little blurb about club, the whiff box, bundle and save. I do think the bundle and save information is important to have. And then on the back, again, you can put your information and your stamp and all of that good stuff. So there's that. That is the catalog. So that's that in a nutshell. Okay. The next thing is kind of just a fun color. Actually, you know what? Let's do the other big one here first. I'll do the collection at the end because the collection's cool, but it's only relevant for like a month. This next one is a product line that is going to be a big kind of like game changer for Scentsy. You guys, okay. Scentsy's whole shtick for a very long time has been, we are wickless, we are safe, we are soot-free, all of that good stuff, right? You know where I'm going with this. But they found that most people that use Scentsy also purchase candles. Now, to be honest, I am also one of those people. I do not burn candles, but I have a candle lamp that I put candles under, and I melt them along with my Scentsy fragrance. So people do still buy candles, even if they're wax melt customers. The other thing that they found was that young people specifically, people like under 30, not so into wax melts and warmers right now. Like they are buying candles because you can buy it, you can burn it, you can get rid of it. It's gone. You don't have, if you're moving, you don't have to haul like warmers and stuff around with you. Like, and young people move a lot because you do when you're young. So they were finding people were buying a lot of candles. And even Scentsy customers were buying candles. And again, I am one of those people. So they decided to make candles. If you're going to burn candles and buy candles, why not make it a Scentsy candle? So here we go. Now, I have, like, I'm kind of excited about this, but I'm like surprised. I'm surprised Scentsy went this direction, but I'm not mad that they did. Let me see here. Do I have a picture? Okay, here's a picture. So they're all going to be these frosted glass jars or vessels, not jars. They have the pretty, like, kind of botanical S logo on them. These are going to be 2-wick ones. They're going to be premium soy blend wax. They're going to have a clean and even burn and have long-lasting scent. So that is one thing they said. The quality here was of utmost importance to them. They didn't want to just make a cheap candle. They wanted to make a safe, as safe as possible. If you're going to have an open flame in your house, as safe as it could be. And they also pointed out that there are pros and cons to wax and warmers. So wax melts, fantastic, because if they get knocked over by a pet or a child, you're not going to burn your house down. That's fantastic. We love that about Scentsy with the warmers and wax. Love. Yeah, you can kind of turn them off and on. You can change out your scent more often. It's less commitment to just buy a wax bar versus a whole candle. So if you're fickle with scent, wax melts and warmers may be the way to go. I personally like that they don't leave soot or like on my walls or in the air. I like that about the wax melts versus candles. That's why I don't burn candles personally. And I do have a large dog who is very goofy, and I have a child. And again, we have pets, we have a kid, we don't want flames in our house. That being said, like they pointed out, there are downsides to wax and warmers too. It is just as easy to have a candle burning up high somewhere. That's easier for some people than having warmer cords to trip over, or pets knocking over the warmer cords, or kids knocking over your warmer cords, or knocking the warmer off the shelf and breaking it, that sort of thing. So, I mean, there's pros and cons. I would personally argue that if you knock your warmer over and break it, you're gonna have a mess on your hands, but you're not gonna burn your house down. So that's me personally. But I do, like I said, I do warm candles. I like to have them along with my Scentsy wax. So the truth of the matter is, though, that most families buy candles. That's just a fact of the matter. I think they did some research and found that 70% of homes in the US do purchase candles. It's not 70% of families purchasing wax melts, I'll tell you that much. So just something to kind of, it sounds like they're trying to just kind of capture that market is what they're trying to do. Okay, so information about these candles. They're going to be a premium soy wax blend, like I said. They're designed to be a clean burning, so less soot, even burning, which means it shouldn't tunnel. They're going to like fully pool out and melt properly and burn properly. And they're designed to have a long-lasting scent. The current size that's going to be offered, and these are going to be offered initially only in the US and Canada. They will roll out to other markets shortly, but for now they're going to be Canada and US only. The first candle is going to be 12.5 ounces with 2 wicks. And I do like a multi-wick candle. Like if I'm gonna burn a candle, I do want multiple wicks, because otherwise they do kind of tunnel and I don't like that. Okay, they're gonna be frosted glass, which again, I like, because then it kind of has that cozy glow. You can't see the flame right through it. It's just kind of like this kind of like ambient glow. Very nice. They did mention they're gonna have more sizes coming later. So the first size is that medium size, the 2-wick, 12.5 ounce. They will do a smaller one wick candle at some point, along with a larger 3-wick candle at some point. The other thing with these candles is they are made in the US in Idaho. So they should not be subject to tariffs and stuff, at least. So there's that. They did go out of their way to make these glass jars heat resistant and stable, so they will not tip easily, and they will not shatter easily. They also went with high quality wicks, so that the wicks shouldn't be too sooty. The wicks shouldn't tunnel too much. They should be good wicks. They really crafted them with like safety and stability in mind and performance in mind. So yeah, that's the candles. They sound pretty. What I'm not sure is if they're gonna have colored wax at all. The one that they showed us was like a white wax. And if I had to bet, I would say they're probably all gonna be white wax. I'm not sure of that for sure, but I suspect they will probably all be white wax. But we don't know that for sure yet. So there is that. They're doing candles now. Like, who had that on their bingo card? I sure didn't. So candles from Scentsy. Who would have thought? I mean, I don't have a strong opinion either way on this. Like, I'm thrilled to have another product to try. I do buy candles, so why not buy Scentsy candles? I do like the idea of having candles to gift to people, because I have a lot of friends and coworkers and stuff that I like to give gifts to, and currently, mostly I give them fragrance flowers, because that's something that they can use without having a warmer in their house, because not everyone wants a warmer out in their house all the time. So for those folks, I can still gift them fragrance flowers, or I can gift them a candle, especially like the younger folks who do tend to prefer candles. So sounds like a plan to me. Not mad about it. I personally probably I won't burn candles. Like, because I have a large goofy dog and a child, I'm not going to burn them. But I will probably buy a couple and melt them under my warmer, is what I'll probably do. And what I mean by warmer is, you can get on Amazon, they're called candle lamps. They have all different designs, all different types. It's like a little wood platform that you sit your candle on, and then there's like a little lampshade over it with a halogen bulb, and you can turn it on, and it will heat up the wax on top of the candle, and it just heats it up and melts it, and then the scent throws. And they're really handy, they work really well. So that's what I would recommend if you want candles, but you don't want to burn them. Get a candle lamp. Scentsy does not make candle lamps. I wish maybe that's their next step, but they don't make candle lamps and won't be anytime soon. So if you do want to get candles and you don't want to burn them, pick yourself up a candle lamp. Now again, we don't know, do we know scents on these yet? I'm not sure if we know scents on these just yet. Let me take a look at our catalog and see if they have candles in here, because I don't know that they do, you know. Okay, candles are not in the catalog. So they are probably going to be on the website in September, I would think. But we have no information about the catalog, or about the candles in the catalog. So there's that. So Friday, August 1st, we do have a new collection coming. And this one is called, I want to say Wildflowers and Wild Horses or something. It's called something about horses, I feel like. Let me double check here. I'm like so full of information right now, my brain is just, oh. Okay, we do have more information on the candles. Here we go. Yes, we do. Look how pretty, like on it. Oh, I do. Those are beautiful. They feel very like upscale. Those are nice. Okay, so they're launching in September. Okay, so they are saying that they're launching in September. Due to the nature of the candle experience, the fragrance will be more subtle and ambient compared to the same fragrance offered in a Scentsy bar or pods. So what they're basically saying there is, if you want strong throw, you're gonna wanna stick with your Scentsy bar or pods. If you're okay with just a softer throw, or you're a person who doesn't like strong scents, then go with the candle. And that does not surprise me, because they're using a soy blend wax. Soy blend tends to not throw quite as well as like a paraffin type wax. So that's interesting. Okay. Yes, they're made in the US, and they're going to be available. It doesn't say anything about scents just yet. Yeah. The other thing they're making really clear here is they're not stepping back on wax and warmers. Like, that is something that they're going to stick with. They are not trying to shift at all. They're trying to do both. And I think that is a realistic possibility. I don't think that's an unreasonable ask. I think getting wax and warmers to be popular was kind of probably the big task, and I feel like they succeeded pretty well there. So adding candles, which is already a popular item, I think that's going to be a cakewalk compared to getting wax and warmers to be a big market item. So again, the other thing that they kind of drove home here is that they were trying to position themselves as the world's leading fragrance company, not just the world's leading wax melt company, but they're like, you cannot be the world's leading fragrance company if you don't carry candles. You just can't. Not when candles are the main scent thing that people buy. Like, candles are the main thing. And if you don't sell candles, how are you going to be the main fragrance company of the world? So that's kind of, I think, their reasoning, at least. That's their rationale. Okay. Next here we have the Wildflowers and Wild Horses collection. That is what it is called. It is going to have several warmers, as well as a wax collection and a buddy clip. Here's what we're working with. It's very like late summer. Whoops, what is happening? Here we go. It's very late summer, early fall kind of themed. We have lady cowboy boots. Now in the catalog, we do have like men's cowboy boots. We now have lady cowboy boots. The wax comes in a cute little bag. We have a fragrance flower option. We have this warmer down here as well. We have this little cattle warmer as well, the little cow print mini warmer. This one down here is an element warmer with a little like belt buckle on it. You have your bag clip here with a little cowboy boot. And then you have 5 wax bars that come in that cute little bag. So let's see here if we have scent notes, because they did not mention scent notes in the SFR thing. So your scents are called Saddle Up, which is going to be capture some on-the-range reverie with soft suede, aged leather, sheer musk, and a breath of fresh air. Saddle Up has been available before. That's not a new scent. The next one we have here is Silver Spur. That is a new scent. The next 4 are new scents. Silver Spur is smoky campfire notes drift through groves of silver spruce and lavender. Campfire makes me hope it might help people who are missing Around the Campfire, because Around the Campfire did not come back to catalog. So maybe give Silver Spur a try. Whiskey River is crisp rushing river undercurrents carry sweet notes of golden plum and bourbon barrel. Wild Mountain Sky has refreshing vistas of mountain pine, cypress, blue eucalyptus, and fern sprig. And then Wildflowers and Sage is bright meadows of wildflowers, fresh mint, white moss, and sage leaves. So there we have these scents. You can get the Whiskey River scent in scent circles as well. That is the Rushing River plum and bourbon barrel one. You can get the Echeveria fragrance flower in Wildflowers and Sage. That one is the Wildflowers, mint, moss, and sage. And then you have Wild Mountain room spray. Wild Mountain was the mountain pine, cypress, blue eucalyptus. Why can't I say blue eucalyptus? And fern sprig. Okay. The Scentsy buddy clip is in Saddle Up, which is the aged leather and suede. All right. So your warmers here. The one on the bottom, the element warmer with a belt buckle here, this is called Ropin' and Ridin'. Your little mini warmer here with a cattle print is called Cattle Call. And your lady cowboy boots here is called Boot Scootin'. So there is your warmers and this whole collection, the Wildflowers and Wild Horses collection. So if you are into kind of the more rustic or rodeo theme, that would be a collection for you. And again, it's a limited time collection that is available Friday, August 1st. Now, really quickly, the charitable cause warmer, this is also available September 1st, and the proceeds from this warmer will go to supporting mental health causes. And this is the warmer. It is called Tranquil Glow. Yeah, Tranquil Glow. This is so pretty. Like mossy green, gold tones, like it's kind of autumnish without being super fallish. Like it's got florals. You could even easily use this in the spring and summer. It's beautiful. Got the frosted glass with like that cozy glow. I love that. So September 1st, that's available. And then again, we'll be helping with mental health services and awareness for mental health stuff. So that is SFR Day 1. That's a wrap. And so that's everything we kind of learned today and talked about today. So please discuss in the comments below, share your thoughts, share your opinions. What do you think? Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe and like if this was helpful. I will be doing video recaps of every SFR day this week, so please feel free to follow along. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.